morning, guys. It is Friday morning. I'm on my way to take Avery to her 4-month doctor's appointment, and she will also be getting her shots today, which is a little sad, but that's just how it is. We were actually supposed to have this doctor's appointment on Tuesday, but I got the stomach virus, which is like my least favorite type of sickness. I would rather do almost anything else, but luckily Avery has not gotten it or had any symptoms or any issues, so we might be in the clear for her. But yeah, I thought that I would just bring you guys along with me to a doctor's appointment. Normally Jamie comes to all of these with me, but he was not able to come today, which is fine. He doesn't do well with the shots either. He does not like to see them, but I guess the nurse in me, it doesn't bother me. I thought that it would, being my own baby, but I know that they're necessary. I'm not gonna lie, with her 2-month shots, I was a little nervous, and I even talked to the doctor about delaying some of the shots, but ultimately we just decided to go ahead and get them all done, which she did great. So I'm really glad that we just decided to go ahead and do those. So we're just gonna go ahead and do today's as well. I'm also on my phone today because I brought my camera to vlog and I didn't have the SD card in it, so there was no way for me to use it, which is great. And I didn't film our morning getting ready because it was literally me jumping out of bed, touching up my hair, which got a little too excited, and running out the door. So this is where we're starting today. So I will take you guys with us as much as I can to the doctor's appointment, and then I will see you guys after. So we are back in the room. I don't know if you can hear me, but she weighs 12 pounds even. Big girl. And we've already had a blowout in the waiting room. So it has just been an adventure. So now we're just waiting for the doctor to come in, and then we're gonna get our shots. You excited? Crazy girl. Okay, so that is where the vlogging ends for the day. I had full intentions to do like a daily vlog type of update, but that just didn't happen. As soon as we left her doctor's appointment, my in-laws called and wanted to go to the mountains. Do you see yourself in the camera? They wanted to know if we wanted to go to the mountains for the night, so we said yes. And at that point, my mind switched over to trip planning mode and making sure that I had everything that we needed for her on her first night away from the house, because that was her very first little mini trip. So here we are again in her nursery for her 4-month update. I'm not really sure what I said in the footage before because it was about a week ago, but at her doctor's appointment she weighed 12 pounds exactly and 24 inches. So she's just a little girl. The doctor wasn't concerned because she's proportionately growing, and we, on my side, me and my mom's side of the family, we're just very petite, short people, so I kind of expected that. You see Nancy? We have the dogs in here, so she's focused on them right now. But the doctor said everything looked great. She is not concerned at all right now for her weight and height and development, and she is just perfect. One thing I never shared on here before because it really wasn't a big concern for me, and it still isn't, but I just thought that I would share because I am wanting to document her updates. But when she was born with a heart murmur, and we took her to a pediatric cardiologist, and she actually had like 5 little bitty murmurs in her heart, but they were not concerned at all and said that there's an 85% chance that they will close by her 2nd birthday. And they even said that even if they never close, they're not affecting her health and affecting her life. So it's just something that we have to keep check on and monitor every now and then. So we have an appointment in May just to double check on those. But as of right now, they are not affecting her in any negative way. So we're not really concerned. I just thought that I would add that in because I don't know if I've ever said that before. But I wanted to kind of make a list about everything that I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to try to keep her up here with me as long as possible, even though she gets bored very easily these days. So like I said, she was 12 pounds, 24 inches at her appointment. And she also had her 4-month shots. And she did great with those. She didn't even cry, which was shocking to me. She whined a little bit and started to fuss, but I picked her up and she did perfectly fine. She had no issues, no reactions, nothing. She never even got fussy afterwards. She was a happy baby. Okay, sorry my battery died, but I wanted to write everything down that I wanted to talk about because I feel like these updates are very like rambling and all over the place. So I wanted to try to keep it a little bit more organized and make a little bit more sense. I'm gonna try to hold her up here with me as long as possible, but I don't think she'll last very long. Okay. So as far as developmental wise, the things that she has been doing this month are trying to sit up. Obviously she cannot sit up by herself, but she wants to always be sitting up and be in like a sitting up position and just be supported. That's how she likes to be constantly, or standing. She does not like being laid down anymore whatsoever. So, and for the most part, she does pretty good at sitting up supported. Like she can hold herself up. You just have to make sure she doesn't fall over, if that makes sense. Her balance is not there. But I think that in the next month or so, she's going to be holding herself up. I want you to see her, but she's just obsessed with the toys and Nancy down there. So I'm going to put her down and see what she does. Okay, so you may hear her talking to herself a little bit, but we're gonna just let her play on her play mat. So yeah, she is starting to want to sit up. Did you see your bear? Another thing that she is close to doing is rolling over. So in my last video, I said that she can roll over from belly to back, but she showed no interest in back to belly. But now she is starting to try to arch her back again, or bring her feet to her hands and kind of roll over and push herself over. So I don't think it'll be long before she is doing that either, which I'm not ready for either of those things. She's definitely showing interest in wanting to start to roll over, so I think it won't be long for both of those things. The other thing is she is starting to talk more. So instead of just babbling or cooing, she's doing like consonant sounds. So she does say mama, even though I know she doesn't know what she's saying, and I know she doesn't put the 2 and 2 together of what she's doing, but she definitely says mama. When she gets upset, she like cries mama, or when she's like fussing, she likes to chew me out every day for whatever I'm doing wrong to her, but she constantly is like fussing mama. When we were in the mountains, my husband and sister-in-law said that she said dada. So she's definitely making those noises, which is what she's supposed to be doing, but I know she doesn't realize what she's saying. So I don't think she's actually saying mama for me, but I'm gonna take it, and maybe she is. So as far as milestones go, there's months that things don't really change. She just gets bigger and grows bigger and gets stronger. But I have this app on my phone called Milestones, and it is by the CDC, which, I mean, who's to say? But I do like to look at it because it gives you a checklist of just things that they should be doing or things that you can work on them with. And I just like to go through it every month and look at where she is and look at what she should be doing or what she'll be doing soon, and just keep track of her growth and development that way. So I'm not going to go through everything because it is a pretty long checklist. But on the checklist, it goes over social, language, cognitive, and movement. Different milestones that they're supposed to do in each category. And I'm just going to scroll through and talk about a few. I don't know if you can hear her talking to me. Can you not get the sun? Can you not get it, honey? Here, look. Look. You got it? Look. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear her next to me, but she's playing on her play mat. But I'm just going to quickly scroll through and name some of the things that she is doing. For social, she smiles spontaneously, especially people that she knows. She likes to play with people and might cry when it stops. She's not doing that so much, but she likes to play with things. I hear you, honey. She likes to play with things, so if she's holding something and playing with it and you take it away from her, she will pitch a fit. So we are at that stage. For language, it is babbles with expression and copies sounds that she hears. For cognitive, it is reaching for toys with one hand. She does that. Uses hands and eyes together, such as seeing a toy and reaching for it. She does that. Follows moving things from side to side. And recognizes familiar faces. So those are all things that she does. I feel like this month really she has started to like connect with not just me and Jamie but other family members. So like my sister-in-law, she's obsessed with my mom and my in-laws, and then my nieces and nephews. It's like she can really focus on them and know who they are and recognize them, and it's the cutest thing. For movement, she holds her head steady, unsupported, pushes down on legs when feet are on hard surfaces, rolls over from tummy to back, holds and shakes toys, brings hands to mouth, and when lying on stomach, pushes up on her elbows. So those are all things that she does. She's very curious. She's a very active baby. Like, I feel like she gets very bored easily. She wants to move on to the next thing. She can't do something for too long. She needs to be constantly entertained at all times, which is very tiring, but also, I mean, I can't expect her to like staring at something all day. Alright, so we were bored at the play mat already, so I'm going to try to finish out the video with her up here with me. So as far as sleeping and eating goes, she is still exclusively breastfed. Are you spitting? She will not take a bottle at all. I've tried multiple times. It's like she gets offended that I'm even trying to get her to drink out of a bottle, which isn't a huge deal for me because I'm with her all the time, but it would be nice for her to take a bottle just in case, or if I needed somebody to watch her and couldn't be with her for 3 hours. She is eating every 3 to 4 hours. For a little bit, a couple weeks ago, she was doing every 2.5 to 3 hours, but that was during her 4-month regression, I believe, and she also was sick with the cold, and I think that she is starting to teeth as well, so I don't know if those factor into it, but she's starting to stretch back out for 3 to 4 hours. And then as far as bedtime goes, she goes to bed anywhere from like 8:30 to 9:30 typically. So that can change depending on what we're doing. If we're not home until later, she goes to bed later. If she's very tired and napped earlier, then she will go to bed earlier. So it really just depends. But she typically takes a nap around 11-ish. And then takes a nap around 2-ish, maybe 3-ish, and then sometimes around like 6-ish. It's very depending. And then she will go down around 8:30 or 9. So as far as nap times go, she takes every nap in her crib when we are at home. We do a little routine where I change her, and then I turn on white noise, and then I typically nurse her, which is something I don't want to do because it's just her comfort nursing at this point. But if I don't do it, she screams bloody murder and will not go to sleep. So we're just rolling with it at this point. But I put her in her crib for every single nap, and she typically naps for about an hour every time. And then at nighttime at like 8:39, I nurse her and put her in her crib to sleep. But she always wakes up around 11:30, 12, which is about the time that my husband gets home and we are getting ready to go to bed. And she wants to get up out of her crib. She does not want to be there anymore. And then, and I'm going to say this, and I know that I'm going to get mom shamed, and I know that I'm going to be judged, but she ends up in bed with us. And that's something I never wanted to do, and I said I was never going to go to sleep, but it's just so much easier. And when she was sick with the cold and she was up all the time, and during her little regression period, she would get up multiple times, and sometimes she wouldn't even go back to sleep. It was just so much easier to put her in bed with us, and she slept better, and we slept better, and I sleep better with her in bed with me. And so that's where we are. So she typically sleeps in her crib from 8:30 to 9 to 11:30 to 12, and then she's in bed with us. And then she sleeps until like 9:30, 10 in the morning. And it's marvelous. It's great. It's wonderful. But I don't like the habit of it, and I would like to eventually put her in her crib. Not anytime soon. I said before 6 months I wouldn't even think about putting her in her own room. But she's 4.5 months old now. So in about a month and a half I want to potentially think about putting her in her own room. But I don't know how, because she's in our bed. So if any moms out there know how to gently transition a baby to her crib without it being traumatizing for everybody involved, please let me know, because that is something that I would like to start learning about doing. But we're still not in a rush. I would just eventually like her to be in her own bed and sleeping through the night. But with her in bed with us, I honestly don't know her stretches, because I'm not checking the clock when she wakes up to nurse. I just nurse her in bed with us and go back to sleep. And I'm not gonna lie, it's wonderful, okay? And I love it. And I said I was never gonna do it, but it's the best, okay? There's nothing like cuddling up to her at night and then waking up with her in the morning. I love you, baby. But I don't want to do it forever. Alright guys, but that is going to be it for our 4-month update. Hopefully it was a little bit more organized and made a little bit more sense. But if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And we will see you in our next video. Bye guys.